I think for the next time it was better with the tactics. We were a bit more organised. We still lost because we didn't execute the tactics perfectly. I think our skills had improved a bit, where our passing was much better, but I think the tactic of us all trying to attack and defend at once didn't work so well, because it meant we were all forward and none of us had the motivation to defend, so we were all straight back. No one was trying to get the ball or anything. I was doing quite a lot of defending, but also trying to attack. So I think for the next week I'm going to play a bit of a different role where I defend a bit more, because I think the team needs someone who's going to defend a little bit more. I think our shooting technique was a bit off. We weren't perfect at that. We didn't score many baskets from our shots. But I think it might have been because we had the wrong setup up front, where we were trying to play off two people at a time instead of trying to work it into better positions. So I think for next week our passing needs to be better in better positions, otherwise we're going to end up having poor shot accuracy and not scoring as many as we should be. I think another big issue we had was we didn't communicate that well, so all of us were wanting the ball, but we were all shouting for it. But it meant that no one got it in the right positions, and we always seemed to have it in positions that were either out wide, where you had to put it in the middle, or positions where you couldn't score from. I think it was definitely an improvement from the week before, but we didn't have the improvement we wanted. We didn't have the whole team wasn't working as one. We marked ourselves on our sheets as our worst was our finishing. So we had plenty of shots, which means we must have got it in some quite good areas, and our passing must have been good enough to get us some chances, but we didn't finish. We maybe finished about 20% of them, which definitely isn't good enough. So whether that means we had the wrong people doing the shooting, or we were shooting from the wrong positions, it just means that we weren't as good as we need to be. So for next week, I think we definitely need to work on our shooting and work on taking as many shots as possible from positions where it's almost guaranteed that we'll score, from right under the basket, and maybe getting people like Lewis further forward, as he's quite tall. I think the tactics we had at the beginning were good tactics, but we didn't use them well enough. So we had tactics about how we were going to do things, how we were going to move around and stuff. But it turned out when it got to the game, we forgot our tactics because we all wanted to attack, or we all wanted to be in one space at once, which just doesn't work for basketball. We need to all be spread out. And so I think for next week, personally, to improve, I think I'm going to play more of a role where I sit back and play more passes out from the back and not try and be the one who's shooting, because I think the team needs someone who's going to, so we can have a bit more possession, use our tactics a bit better. I think that's how we're going to do a lot better. We marked ourselves on our sheet a lot as things we could have done better was passing in the final area. So just before the basket, we were rushing a lot. We have quite an uncomposed team, so before we take a shot, we're panicking and not getting it right. So next week we'll try and do more of that, where we're composed, so we know exactly when we're going to shoot, and when we do shoot, make sure it goes in the basket.